All right, folks, let's talk about Jain practices. So in our previous lecture, we ended with the question, how exactly does a Jain practice asceticism? In other words, what practices are involved in the religion of Jainism? So adherents to Jainism are to follow what are called the 5 Jain precepts: ahimsa, or nonviolence, truthfulness, no stealing, the renunciation of sexual pleasures, and the renunciation of all material attachments. Now, this is important. Jain lay people or householders must practice the first 3 precepts. That is, they are to practice ahimsa, truthfulness, and no stealing. They are permitted to have sex and to have material goods, but to engage in those things moderately. Monks and nuns, on the other hand, are to practice all 5 precepts. So they are to renounce sexual pleasure, so live celibate lives, and to renounce all material attachments. Now, probably the most famous of the Jain precepts, the precept in which Jainism is most well known, is ahimsa, or nonviolence. That is, Jains are prohibited from harming any living creature, especially those creatures who are most sensitive to pain. So for example, Jains are vegetarians. And they're vegetarians because they regard animals and insects to be more sensitive to pain than plants. So for most Jains, it is okay to eat vegetables because they do not experience quite as much pain as, let's say, animals and insects do. But what is interesting, however, is that Mahavira himself, as well as other radical Jains, even find harming plant life to be unrighteous, and therefore they will only eat fruit that falls from trees or vegetables that fall from plants. In addition, Jains must also practice truthfulness and no stealing to prevent the desire to lie, deceive, and selfishly hoard material goods. Thus, Jain householders are encouraged to live simply so as to prevent further karma. But Jain monks and nuns, on the other hand, must go a step further to guarantee moksha within a few lifetimes, burning off karma through extreme asceticism. So monks and nuns, as mentioned before, must renounce sex, they must detach themselves from material things and from the world more generally. And some Jain monks, in this case from the Digambara sect, even renounce clothing, choosing to live naked, just like the founder of their religion, Mahavira, walked naked. Now, to guarantee moksha in this lifetime, many monks and nuns participate in what is called salakana, or ritual starvation. And by practicing salakana, a monk or nun will gradually starve him or herself to death over the course of 40 years, ridding the jiva of ajiva little by little until the jiva is fully liberated. So it's almost like a cleansing process in which the jiva is just gradually over the course of 40 years removed of all ajiva.